Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about the fourth episode of The Walking Dead Season 1 from Telltale Games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is, like Dan said, episode 4 of a 5-part game series set in the same universe as Robert Kirkman's award-winning series. Paranoia engulfs the group as they find themselves being stalked by an unknown threat.
Okay, so our recap begins, and the group arrives in Savannah. And they're walking the streets, kind of figuring out where they want to go. And a church bell rings near them, and walkers start kind of converging in on the sound. Lee looks up, and he sees someone running across the rooftops after this happened. So, some mysterious person rang the doorbell and ran away. And
Doorbell.
Or not doorbell. Church bells.
Yeah.
Yes. The equivalent of a doorbell.
Yeah.
For the city. No. But Lee sees someone. No one else sees this person, though, so they're kind of like, Lee, are you seeing things? And Lee's kind of like, I think someone's fucking with us, maybe. Like, are they trying to draw walkers to us? Like, what's going on? Because of this, though, walkers close in, and you've kind of got a fucking run moment kind of thing, where it's like everyone's booking, trying to get away from the walkers. And Clementine and Ben are getting surrounded by a wall, and Lee yells, Ben, do something. And Ben runs away.
Yeah, Ben's a bitch, dude.
Yeah. I was disappointed.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
He's just sucked this entire game.
Yeah, he fucked up. He runs away. We shoot several walkers as we're moving towards Clementine to try to save her. Then Chuck shows up to save Clementine. He has his shovel.
Yeah.
Is wailing on some walkers.
Yeah, just doing work.
Which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Kills a couple, and he says, you take her, you guys run and get safety. I'll hold him off and I'll meet up with you later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, cool, my guy. You're a good dude. So we run to a house that has like tall fences. It looks pretty secure. The windows are all pretty boarded up, stuff like that. And it's like, all right, we can hold off here for a minute. And with tall fences too, there's also like tall plants, like tall bushes and groves and stuff like that kind of deal.
Shrubbery.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. You can kind of hear walkers like nearby-ish, but they can't see you, and so you're in a good spot. And you're looking around trying to find a way in, and you recognize that there's a dog door, but it's locked. It's an automated one, so the dog can't just run in and out, but instead it gets recognized by the dog's collar. It has like a chip in it that would do it.
Pretty advanced.
Yeah. And something that was funny is they referred to this as a pet door.
Yeah.
While we were playing, and I was like, "Who the fuck calls it that?"
Pet door.
Have you ever heard?
I always call it a doggy door.
Me too. And I don't.
But I guess it could be for cats too.
Yeah, I was just like, how many people have an inside and outside cat? That seemed like that would like. It seems like cats are usually one or the other.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I
thought it was kind of funny. I was like, what pets use this besides dogs?
Llamas and stuff.
Right. My turtle.
My turtle. Fish.
Fish. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, so actually, also, listeners, if any of you are from a place that call it pet doors, I would like to know. Because at least in Ohio, I've only ever heard dog door or doggy door.
Maybe it's just an Ohio thing. Like a lot of things are.
Yeah, maybe
like a Midwest thing, maybe even.
Yeah, maybe we've got the weird Midwest one, and everyone else calls it pet door.
Yeah, we probably do.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'd love to hear, though. But your deductive skills lead you to, there's this grave in the backyard. Maybe we can find something there that would help us. And so we dig, and it's the dog's grave.
Yep.
Which is sad.
Doggy, yeah.
And so Lee's like, cool, I'm going to take this collar so I can get through the door. And he does it, and the dog's head falls off. This is horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
At least the dog's already dead.
Yeah, I was like, and that it even got buried. That was probably, it seemed like that was maybe a good thing. That all of it happened the way it did, but you're just like, oh.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, this is classic Walking Dead making you feel bad.
Yep.
That was pretty insane. So then we go up to it, and the door works, which is great. But it's a doggy door, so Lee's like trying to fit his torso in to get that door handle, and his shoulders are too big.
Yeah, he's too big, too buff.
Yeah, too much gym.
Yeah.
And so they're like trying to figure out, and they're like, all right, who's small enough to fit? And Clementine just goes through and
she
does
just crawls through like a little dog.
Yeah, she's like, I got it.
She's really stupid, but...
Yeah, unwise to do it, but she lets you inside. You can choose to be hard on her or not. I was not.
Yeah, I was
just like, thanks for doing that. Like, whatever.
Don't do it again.
Yeah. Because it did help, but probably unwise to crawl into houses that you don't know if they're secure or not.
Yeah.
And so after this, the group makes sure that the house is secure. Kind of going room to room, checking locks, blah, blah, blah. And we go upstairs, and Kenny went into the attic, but went quiet. Ben sees us, and he's like, hey, you need to like check on Kenny, dude. He went upstairs, and he's not saying anything, and I'm weirded out, kind of thing. And we're like, all right, Ben. And so we get up there, and there's this young boy who's like emaciated. He's like a starved walker who's in the attic. He's just like in his underwear. Like he's, I don't know, probably like 8. He's like clam and duck's age.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Except he's like so, like he starved to death, clearly.
Yeah, he can't even really walk or crawl.
Yeah, he's so weak that like he just like falls over. He like sees you and then like just falls over. Like he can't come and attack you.
Yeah. Which
is pretty crazy, like, to see a walker in this condition. And, of course, obviously, for Kenny, in that we had to put Duck down last episode.
Yep, very fresh still.
Yeah, very fresh. So Kenny is just, like, stunned. And this is where we get our first decision in the game, which is, do we kill this kid or not? 73% of people killed him, and 27% did not. And both of us killed him. Yeah.
I mean, it just seemed very practically bad to have a walker in the house. You might as well kill it. And it's already... He's dead anyway, so might as well just get rid of it. And for Kenny, you know, redemption, I guess. Like, he couldn't... He was, like, freaking out about killing Duck in the last episode. Couldn't do it. And then in this one, it's like, all right, you got a chance to help someone that's a walker. So...
Yeah,
made sense to me.
Yeah, same. It was like, I'm not gonna make Kenny do this. Like, I don't know if we don't kill it, if no one does, or if like makes Kenny. I'm not sure.
I made Kenny do it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't know if there's an option to not. So if so it's either you kill him or Kenny does.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm not sure. Sorry.
No. The way I read it was that either he gets killed or he doesn't get killed, as in you leave him there. Is what I was thinking was the option. So okay, so Kenny killed him for you.
Yeah, which in my mind was like, he seemed like he wanted to do it but couldn't because he felt so bad about Duck. So to me, it was like, all right, you should do this to kind of.
Okay, so you like kind of gave him courage to do it.
Yeah, and he shot him.
Okay.
Yeah.
In mine, I did it. So I was like, Kenny was like, similar to Duck, like, fucked up, and I was like, I got you, man. And then you have the option to, when I killed him, it's like you could stomp him.
Oh, God.
Or you could, like, hit him with your crowbar or whatever you had.
Oh.
Something like that. So I hit him because I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that just seems wrong in Kenny's face. Like, not that I wouldn't stomp a walker's head, but I was like, this is fucking you up. I'm going to do it in, like, a more brutal way. So I just, like, smashed his head.
Yeah, Kenny just shoots him.
Okay.
Which seems foolish in hindsight, to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
But it didn't attract any walkers, so.
No, okay. That's good that Kenny could do it in yours. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, I'm not going to make him do this. So then, after this, you take the boy out to bury him. Is that what yours has happened to?
Yeah, okay. Same.
Okay. So you take the boy out to bury him. It's like, this whole section's pretty somber. Like, Kenny's fucked up, and you're like, I got this, man.
Yeah.
And you like,
same with mine.
Take the kid out to bury him, and with his dog. So you're just like, man, this, like, sucks. Like, I don't know where your parents are, but that you probably had to bury your dog, too? Like, that was probably him who dug that.
Maybe.
You would think.
Or the dog died before.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, I guess so. Then you're still like, where the fuck are your parents?
Yeah, maybe.
Because it seems like he starved to death waiting for someone to come help.
Yep.
And no one ever did.
Maybe they just left him there.
Yeah. Or I guess they could be like, could have been traveling like Clem's parents or something.
Yeah,
I
or
guess.
just died.
Yeah, something like that. But, yeah, either way, though, I was like, oh man, that's pretty rough. Like, so we bury him with the dog, though. But while we're out burying him, we see this man in the alley, just like staring at us, and we like look at him, and then he runs.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell? Like some fucking dude spying on us, and it's like, oh, it has us wondering, like, okay, was the Bell person, like, are they still fucking with us? Like, what's going on?
Is it the walkie-talkie guy too? Like, are all the same person?
Right. Yeah, the walkie-talkie guy who, the walkie-talkie was at the end of the last episode, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to talk to Clem and saying, you know, you got to come to me even if Lee won't, and stuff like that. And we're like, ugh.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, weird. After this, Lee and Kenny head down to the docks to try to find a boat. And while they're down there, they hear the bells again, but they're far away. And so at first they're like, oh, where are they? But then they see that they're far away, and they see walkers walk towards them. Then they go down to the dock, and everything is basically gone or destroyed. There's like a couple sunken boats, or like partially sunken boats.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, and Kenny's really fucked up about this.
Yeah, Kenny's fucked up. That was like his one hope after his family dying. He's like, well, we'll get the boat and we'll be safe. And when that wasn't there, he's angry and distraught.
Done.
Yeah. While they're walking around at the dock, they find this wreckage wall, like a makeshift Berlin Wall, almost. But it also has impaled walkers on it, which is pretty crazy. Like both, like some that were through their torso, or some that are just like heads on pikes, kind of, or like sticks, kind of thing. And you're like, all right, this is pretty fucking crazy.
Yep.
Then, after we like look at that wall and we're like, man, this is fucked up. What's that? Then Lee and Kenny hide because they see someone scaling down a building. It was this person in like an orange coat who Lee saw ringing the bell earlier. And so they hide, and they're like, okay, let's try to sneak up on this person and see what we can find out. And they sneak up on them, and for me, Lee gets knocked down and is about to get hurt. Same thing for you?
Yep, and then Clem shows up and she stops.
Yes. So Lee tries to sneak up on them. They disarm Lee.
Yeah.
Lee's on the ground, like, could get wrecked. And Clementine shows up, and because this person has like a climbing pick kind of thing, like if you were climbing Everest.
Yeah. Which
is pretty sweet. This is a cool tool. A good weapon / tool. And they're about to get Lee with it, and Clementine shows up and says, don't hurt him. And the person, we find out her name's Molly, is like, oh, okay. And like Clementine kind of shakes her out of it. And we're kind of like, what the fuck's Clem doing here? But I'm glad you saved me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So we talk to Molly, and she introduces herself, and she's a little skeptical of us. She says something about Crawford, and we're like, what are you talking about? And then Kenny tries to sneak up on her, and we're like, no, Kenny, she's with us. But Kenny's Kenny.
Yeah, he's
and
pissed
so
already.
He's kind of like, I'm going to try something. But then she just disarms him very easily.
Yeah.
She like kicks his feet out from under him, and then his gun like shoots off, and he's on the ground.
Attracts more walkers. That's like pretty soon.
Yeah. Then it ultimately attracts some walkers our way with the sound. But so she tells us she's Molly. She realizes we're not in Crawford because we have a kid. She says that this place called Crawford doesn't have kids. And it's basically this kind of crazy community that's survival of the fittest. Like, we all have a role in survival, and if you don't help us survive, then you should die, essentially.
Yeah, just leave.
Yeah, just leave. We don't want you. We don't babysit anyone, kind of thing. Like, very, survival of the fittest. And we find out that they're the one who made the wall. And so she's like, Crawford's bad, don't go over there. And we're like, okay.
Makes sense after seeing the wall.
Yeah, after seeing the wall, hearing that they, kill kids or old people, stuff like that, we're like, all right, these people are bad. Walkers then show up because of Kenny's gunshot. And Molly, Kenny, and Clementine escape on some fire escapes from the walkers. At first, Molly was going to ditch us, but we got her to help us, which was cool. Lee is supposed to be the last one up, but doesn't have enough time, so he instead goes into the sewers to evade the walkers. And is like, I'll meet you at the house. It's cool. You guys just get there. And so,
God, sewers seem like the worst place to be.
Yeah.
Dark and
Yeah.
probably lots of walkers down there, I would assume.
It seems like there could be, like, I kind of feel both ways with the sewer, for sure. Because, it's interesting.
If they are down there, you're stuck.
Yeah.
If they're not, you're
Right.
still in the sewer, but at least it's kind of safe.
Yeah, that would be, I guess it would be like if you can make sure walkers don't get in there. If they get there, you're probably fucked. But if they don't, maybe no one will go there, and then maybe you're safe. But, I don't know. Lee, though, is traveling through the sewers, and they're really big. They're, like, taller than he is. So they're, like, maybe 8 feet or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like a classic movie-looking sewers where you can, like, live down there, basically, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's how sewers actually are. I've never been in the sewer, but...
Yeah, neither have I. I don't know.
Seems it's probably not that big.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I wonder if there are movie theater sewers in real life anywhere. But yeah, this was definitely that. And so Lee gets down there, and there's maybe 8 walkers, something like that. So Lee has to kind of maneuver around them and like set off noises at different parts of the sewer to attract them different ways. We do that. As we're walking, we find Chuck's body on the ground.
I don't even remember this part.
Oh.
Do you have to find his body?
You do cross it.
Okay.
It's so,
I'm sure I saw it, but I like... Well, yeah, one of my notes at the end was like, what happened to Chuck? Because I just don't even remember this.
Yep, he's dead here. So it's after you trick the walkers to go, then you walk across, and it's before you find the sign to go behind. It's in between that little section.
Okay.
There's a guy on the ground. His guts are all pulled out, and it's Chuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor Chuck.
Yeah, which is a bummer. And so you like walk by him and say like something like that, which is a bummer. I was for a guy we basically got half an episode with, is a bummer losing him.
Yeah. He's a good companion.
Yeah, he was. Did the right thing. Sucks that he got stuck in the sewers and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because, he might have had the right idea trying to go down there. You could probably shake a lot of walkers. But
There was some down there.
yeah, unfortunately there was some there, or they followed or something, and he got stuck. But Chuck's dead. So then after this, we keep walking, trying to find a way out. And we accidentally find a fallout shelter that is behind... There's a door that's locked that we can't get into. But then there is a sign that we hit and it falls over and there's like a hole in the wall. And so we go through it and put the sign back up behind us. Which is pretty cool. It's a good hiding spot. So then we go and we're inside of this fallout shelter of sorts. And... at first, there's just some different supplies kind of lying around.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah, and there's another door we can go through. We go through that door, and there's 6 or 7 people there, and we're like, oh, fuck, sewer people.
Yeah. Bummer.
Yeah, I didn't expect to find this. And they, likewise, are not expecting to see you. They're afraid that you're from Crawford, that you have come down to kill them and take their stuff, sort of thing. And so they're kind of concerned, and you're kind of like, nah, I don't like Crawford either, and like, try to talk to them. And this is where you get your real second main decision.
Yeah, so at this point, there's a dude named Vernon who's like a doctor. I don't know if he's like their group leader, but maybe he is. But so yeah, he is at gunpoint, and they're like encouraging him to kill you, because if you are from Crawford and he lets you live, then you could go back and break more people and then kill them all. So they're suspicious, and you can kind of deal with them in 2 different ways. You can be honest and rational, like try to explain why you're not from Crawford, you just heard about it, whatever, or you can just intimidate and lie to him, threaten him, whatever. So 57% of people were straightforward and honest with him, and 43% threatened and or lied to him. And it looks like both of us were in that 57%, so we were honest with him. What were you thinking about that? What was your thought process?
Yeah, I kind of didn't think he would... He didn't seem like he wanted to shoot us, so that was part of my vibe there, but My Lee that I play as is mostly good, I would say. I try to do a good thing most of the time. Like, I would definitely kill people if I have to, but, like, that's not my first move.
Yeah.
That's kind of once I'm shown I have to.
Yeah.
I killed those farmers, but they deserved it at this point. But that was a while coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Same with me. And it just, I don't know, it didn't seem like if we were from Crawford and evil, it would make sense to lie and whatever. But because we actually weren't and just heard about it, I feel like there's a way. Like, it was pretty clear pretty quickly we weren't from Crawford, and it worked out and whatever.
Right. I guess, too, you'd probably want to find more allies in the zombie apocalypse if you can help it. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't accept everyone immediately or something, but, like, you don't want to probably make enemies immediately either. Like,
yes.
That seems like a good survival
Especially people
goal.
with lots of supplies.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because they had so many supplies. Part of me, like, when we met them, I was like, we should just stay here.
Yeah, let's join up with these people.
Right, because, like, we'd probably keep the sewers clean, like, because it's not like walkers climbing manholes. Like, that means there just has to be an opening somewhere or something like that, or, like, so if you could get something patched up like that, you could probably stay in the sewers for a long time.
Yeah, until you ran out of supplies, which
right,
they had a lot.
Right, and be able to, like, do supply runs or like. I was like, this seems like a good survival spot. Like, I'd maybe stay here.
Yeah. You could easily travel around the city too with the sewer system.
Right. Yeah, if you, like, could learn it well, like, you could be. It'd probably keep you a lot safer than a lot of places. I mean, that getting trap danger is very there. Like, you'd have to. Yeah. That is your big risk, it seems like, because if you get cornered, like, you're gonna get eaten.
Probably, yeah.
Like Chuck, probably. Like, I'm guessing he thought he was closed in. He didn't know that sign. Had something behind it, or the door could open. Yeah. Or whatever, so I'm sure he just was trapped and got eaten, but...
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. It seems like a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight... Well, I guess if I'm ever in zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna go to the sewers.
Yeah, if the sewers are like this, I'm interested.
They're really big. I'll for sure try it out.
Yeah, especially, I just don't think a lot of people would try it out, so your amount of walkers could be limited. That could be a... And new walkers won't happen when people get killed. They're not going to end up in the sewer necessarily.
Probably not, yeah.
Like, they would be up above you or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Good to know.
Yeah. Chris on Twitter said that he played it cool with Vernon also, so like us. Yeah, kept it good. After this, we head back to the house with Vernon. Vernon decides to lead us home. He's like, I know the sewers, like, you could get lost in these kind of thing, like they're crazy, so I'll take you back. And we ask him to help out Omid also. Yeah, because his leg's fucked up.
Yeah, he's got a big cut. Yeah. And it's infected now or something. He's in rough shape.
Yeah, he's in rough shape from the last episode. And Vernon also, like you said, is a doctor. So he, and they have medicine and stuff. So he's like, yeah, I'll help you out. So we're like, cool. I'm
great.
Glad we were cool with this guy. Then, while we're at the house, we've got kind of the opportunity to talk to a bunch of different people. Molly's back at the house with our group, and so it's our group plus Molly plus Vernon.
Do you think that if we were mean to Vernon, he would not have come and helped Omid?
I don't know.
And then maybe Omid would have died here?
No, I think he would... I guess he'd probably... Maybe he'd just give us medicine. Maybe he wouldn't come, but he'd give us medicine or something. I'm not sure.
I wonder, I didn't think about that until just now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
No, that's a good question. At the house, though, we end up in a spot where we're looking for Clementine, and this is, I felt like the group kind of being irresponsible, that no one knows where she is. Like... Yeah,
she's 7, come on.
Yeah, Molly's, like, looking, like, trying to loot the house. And it's kind of like, I don't know where the girl is. And you're like, all right, fine. And then Kenny's getting drunk.
Yeah, he's fucking sloshed.
Yeah. Kenny's fucked up because he's like...
I was pretty pissed about that. Yeah. I think I was angry with him.
Yeah, I think I pushed back a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Because I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. And he's like, there's no boat. We're all going to die, kind of thing.
I mean, I get why you're doing this, but, dude... Yeah. Fuck off. Like, you're going to get us all killed.
And then Krista's with Omid and Vernon. And then Ben's with Kenny, and he's kind of like, I don't know. I think she went to play in the backyard. Like, and you're like, dude, you were supposed to watch her. And he's like, oh, I'm kind of watching Kenny. And you're like, fucking Ben.
Ben's just useless.
Yeah, he's kind of dropping the ball. So you go to the backyard to look for her. You can't find her at first, but she comes out of the garage that was in the backyard and is like, look what I found. And Clementine found a boat inside the garage.
Boat. Yeah.
Which was awesome. Very good on Clementine. Makes sense no one saw it because, I mean, I guess if you're looting, you probably don't loot in the garage at the houses typically.
There, yeah.
Yeah, so it just somehow wasn't picked over in the, I don't know, however long it's been since the apocalypse at this point. Which is awesome. So we tell Kenny and the rest of the group, they're pretty excited. But the boat is out of gas and it needs a battery. And also Omid needs medical supplies. So we're like trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to get these things so we can get the boat going? We gotta save Omid. And we decide that we're going to sneak into Crawford and steal the stuff we need, and then we can just be out on the water and kind of new life. Also in this, Kenny mentions that this boat won't be big enough for all of us.
Yeah, it's not big. It's like a fishing boat.
Yeah.
Like a small fishing boat.
Yeah, Kenny says that it's like a 5-person boat maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, Lee, Kenny, Clementine, fuck Ben.
Krista Omid or
Yeah.
something. Or
Well, Kenny doesn't like Krista specifically.
Yeah.
At least in my playthrough.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you could have Krista Omid. You got Molly now, who you've just met. You've just met Vernon. Vernon also has people, so you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And he Kenny tells you that, and he's like, we're gonna have to make decisions like later. And in my head, I'm kind of like, fuck, like, let's try to squeeze 7. Like, I don't know, like, because I don't want to kick anyone out really. Like,
Yeah.
If I can help it.
You might as well just kill him if you're gonna kick him out. Like,
No, right? You're kind of dooming. I mean, I guess that like I wouldn't have a hard time telling Vernon not to, since he has the sewers at least.
yeah, a shit ton of food.
Yeah. So maybe him, I would feel a little better. Be like, sorry, man, you can't make this one. Like,
Yeah.
we appreciate you, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah. So we get that warning though. So then we're like, okay, we got to break into Crawford. We got to steal our stuff, and everyone is going except for Omid, who's passed out. Vernon says he'll help us, and he'll get someone from his group to help us as well. Molly's in. And so that was the thing, too, when Kenny lets us know that. It's like, okay, if like we're all doing this mission, like, I'm going to have a hard time turning anyone away.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, that'll be interesting. And then Clementine's at the top of the stairs, though. She hears our thing, and is like, we all need to do this to make it work. And she asks if she can come. And you have a discussion with her, and ultimately can decide yes or no. So 53% of people told her to stay behind and watch Omid, and 47% of people brought her along with us for the trip to Crawford. I brought her with me, but Jordan left her behind.
Yep. It just seemed like a really bad idea to bring like a stealth covert mission, bring a 8-year-old girl. Not even if she was a boy, whatever. 8-year-old person.
Because they don't have kids there.
Yeah, they don't have kids. It'd just be really obvious, like, you don't belong here. And then maybe they would just kill her on the spot. So, yeah, to me it was just like, you'd be... I don't care how you feel about this, you shouldn't come. It's, like, a risk to you and everyone else. So, it just didn't make sense to me.
Right.
Then Omid would be by himself. Well, did Krista go? I forget. Or is she staying back with Omid?
She comes.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone goes, which is kind of crazy. You'd think someone would have stayed back with him.
Yeah.
But
Which, so I guess it's... I mean, Clementine wouldn't be useful anyway for Omid, but I guess it's better that he's not alone. So, yeah, to me it was like, that's just... it's a risk.
Yeah, definitely. I chose to bring her because, in my mind, it was the safest place she'll be is with me. That was kind of my thought process.
That's true, too.
Because, like, after... When I made this choice, too, I thought maybe someone would stay behind, like Ben or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, everyone's kind of blown it and watching you more than I want, so I feel like if you're with me, then I'll feel best about that. It was kind of my thought.
That's pretty true.
Yeah, that's why I kind of brought her. I was like, well, you know, that'll be all right. Chris on Twitter wrote in, though, and said that he left her behind with Omid, so he's like you. So now we head to Crawford. So we sneak inside Crawford, and there is a guard we see walking around, and we're about to jump him and kill him, and it's a walker. Mm-hmm. And we realize that everyone inside Crawford are walkers.
It's crazy.
There aren't any people.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, is crazy. The zombie community kind of thing. Like, it was a town. Now they're all dead.
Yeah.
And so now it's... Actually, I guess the rest of Savannah is probably safer in some sense because there's so many walkers that are contained in this one community. Mm-hmm. Which is pretty crazy. So, from there, the group makes it inside the school, which is where the headquarters of Crawford is, and we divvy up jobs. So, Lee and Molly head off together to get the car battery. Then Kenny and Bree, who is one of Vernon's people.
The sewer people.
Yeah, one of the sewer people. They head off to get gas, and then Vernon and Krista are going to go get medical supplies. Ben and Clementine will stay at the headquarters. There's a locked door that is supposed to be the armory. So they're going to stay behind and get that and, hold down the main location. And what was funny in this is Clementine asked to come with you to get gas, and you're like, no, I need you here with Ben. And she's like, why? And you're like, well, I need you to watch him. And he's like, and Clementine's like, oh, okay, I can do that. Thanks. Yeah. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
Which I like that a lot. That,
no one trusts Ben, he sucks.
Yeah, and that Clementine even knew it. Like, she even recognized, Ben can't watch me, but I could watch Ben.
Yeah. More responsible as an 8-year-old.
Right.
Or 7-year-old or something.
Yeah, I'm braver and better at surviving. Like, kind of thing. It was funny.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Classic good Clem. So, Lee and Molly head to the auto shop, but Molly kind of does her own thing. She helps you work together, but she also goes off and does her own thing.
Yep.
And you get to the auto parts store to...
The auto parts store?
Well,
is it actually a store?
No, I guess it's a garage.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a store.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess auto parts.
Right, I guess it's not... Yeah, I guess it's not a store. It's more of a garage.
Yeah.
But you go to the garage, and while you're there, Molly throws this walker off of the roof and, like, beats it up a bit, and it's got, scrubs on. Mm-hmm. It's a medical zombie.
Mm-hmm. Medical zombie?
A medical zombie.
Doctor zombie here.
Yeah, Dr. Zombie at your service. Yeah. So she throws Dr. Zombie off, beats him up a bit, and they go inside the garage, and they get the battery out of a car. You look around at stuff, and there's a car that's up on the lift.
Yeah, car lift.
Yeah, the car lift.
Yeah,
it's up in the car lift, and so we lower the car lift, and we take the battery out, but it sets the car alarm off.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
Shouldn't probably do that, because there's no battery.
Oh, yeah.
In the car.
That's a good point.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Physics.
Yeah, that probably is.
Unless
right.
There's a backup battery, but it doesn't.
Yeah, that seems like that would be the thing that if you take it, the alarm wouldn't
works.
go off.
Yeah. Whatever.
But the alarm does go off. This car has that ability. The alarm goes off, and before this, Molly has the garage door kind of propped open.
Yeah, with like a
jack.
Yeah,
kind
car
of thing.
jack. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's open, but because the alarm goes off, walkers start like kind of crawling under. And we escape from them. We end up climbing up on top of like a bus that's in there, or an RV kind of thing. And then we climb out through the glass window above and make it out. But Molly has the battery in her backpack and is like, hey, I've got to complete one more errand. I'll meet you back at HQ. But I'm going to keep this car battery as insurance kind of thing. So you don't leave me behind.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, that's fine.
God, yeah. She's strange, mysterious.
Yeah, they've kept her as mysterious. Like, what she's been to this point is a good survival. She's really good at survival. A little antagonistic, not overly, not like Kenny.
Yeah, no one's like Kenny, though.
No one's like Kenny. Not overly antagonistic, but a little bit. I guess maybe like a independent survivor. Like, I don't need people, I haven't needed them. Like, that kind of attitude. And, like, kind of does her thing and is, I would say that's about what she's been. I like her. I like people who are good at surviving.
Yeah,
so,
she's cool.
So that was kind of my feels. I'm like, you're a little standoffish, but I get it. New people.
Yeah, you've helped us a couple times too, so you're not mean necessarily.
Yeah, and I didn't think you're ditching us or something. Like, it's like, fine, you'll do your errand, whatever, and see you later.
Yeah, unless you die, but whatever.
Right. Which, in the case, that would be bad.
We'll just come take the battery from you.
Yeah. After this, what ends up happening is we are back at the school, and Kenny and Bree run in with gas. As the walkers are chasing them, we help them shut the door, and we ultimately use our axe to prop the door handle closed by putting it in between the two handles. So cool, we're good, and they got a ton of gas. We help them carry it like they've just got multiple full jugs of it, so it's like, all right, sweet, we're like killing it in the gas department. So Crawford's siphoning of gas, because Crawford also siphoned the gas like from all the cars in the city. Like they really rounded up supplies really well, and so we got their spoils. So that was nice.
They're all dead. They're not going to use it.
Yep, they're not going to use it, but we will. So we get the gas. After this, we head to help Krista and Vernon with the medical supplies. We get to shoot a bunch of walkers here. And something I noticed here was that the I say it later, whatever. The shooting was better. I like this. But you shoot some walkers, and then you get inside the medical room with them. There's this medicine cabinet that's locked up, which is where all the meds would be. And so what we do is we watch this camcorder video where we almost see the doctor open up.
It's like a key code.
Yeah, the key
lock.
code. Right, and it's the kind of lock that, like, I guess you could blow the locker up to open it, but then you might damage the medicine. Like, it's it's not a lock that you could just like break off.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy duty. So we watch this video and we see the doctor almost put the code in. But then doesn't last minute because of what they're talking about with the patient. And we find out here is that they were forcing abortions on people, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, either abortion or leave.
Yeah.
Which is basically
go die.
Killing yourself, yeah.
Yeah, go die with the walkers kind of thing. Like, which is pretty crazy. So the videos of this woman who... who's like, you've got to get an abortion, and she's like uncertain about it.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't know that I want to have to do this. Like, can't we just do something else? Like, why not? Crawford's safe. Couldn't this be a good place for my baby? That sort of deal. So pretty crazy. We find another tape, and we realize that, we watched the video. And in the video, we realized that the doctor in this was the walker that Molly killed before. We're like, oh, okay. And we think, okay, maybe he'll have the key on him or a combo or something like that. So we head back out to that walker that Molly had been beating up. And we kill him, and we find another tape on him. And in that video, we take that tape and we watch that video, and it's the woman from the first tape talking to the doctor, and then she stabs him
with some scalpel.
With a scalpel in like the chest or neck. It was like a kill stab.
Yeah, he
bled a lot.
Yeah, he bled out pretty quick.
Yeah. So she stabs him on the video when they're like talking about doing it, but in it we do see the code to the medical locker in this one. So he was taking out whatever he was going to have her take or whatever. So you see the code happen. So we can use that code to break in. Also, this probably explains where all the walkers came from. Is he probably turned and then bit someone and
just went from there.
Everyone was walkers.
Yep. Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild that it could start at this. After this, Lee can look around and he finds a third video that shows Molly talking to the doctor. And in this video, we find out that she was having sex with the doctor to get insulin for her younger sister who's a diabetic. And that way that, because also Crawford got rid of people who are old, young, or with medical issues.
Yeah, that needed constant medical supplies or attention.
Yeah. So being diabetic, needing insulin, and he cuts the deal off with Molly saying that Crawford is the name of the guy also who is the leader of Crawford.
Yeah.
So
classic.
Yeah, not self-centered at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crawford himself though has been doing a stronger inventory on things, and so he's like, I don't want to get in trouble for this, so sorry, we're done with the deal. And Molly's pissed, of course. And yeah, not good. We after that, we are walking in the hallway, and Molly shows back up, and she's got a photo of her sister, and that's what she'd run off on her errand for. And we let her know that we understand, like, why you got to get that kind of thing, like that's important. And you get a good, like, empathizing moment with her.
Yeah.
Ben then shows up, and he's like, oh, they, like, sent me to, or I was looking to try to find a thing to open the armory door, and I found this hatchet, and we're like, where the fuck did you find that hatchet? And he was like, well, I mean, it was just in a door, no one was using it, and we're like, are you fucking kidding, dude?
Oh, he opened the, yeah, fucking.
You fucking
so
idiot.
Again, he's like 0-5.
Yeah, and we're like, are you fucking serious? Walkers start pouring in, and we're like, you goddamn idiot. Oh, Ben. And here we see Molly kick some major ass with her pickaxe. She and like karate moves almost. It's almost like Jesus in the show later. But she like karate kicks like a zombie, gets one in the head with the pickaxe, like gets another one. She's like tearing it up like one person wrecking crew.
Yep.
It's super dope. And then there's one walker that's kind of got a hold on Molly. I think her pickaxe maybe went into its neck instead of its head.
Stuck. And,
yeah, it was like stuck, and so it's kind of going for her. And Lee goes to shoot her. Yours will be different, but Lee goes to shoot the walker to get it off of Molly. And as I'm about to shoot, Clementine shoots first and kills the walker and saves Molly. And it's funny, Molly's like, nice shot, kid.
Yeah.
So for you, did you make that shot? And then
I don't remember. It might have been Kenny.
Okay. So someone does the shot.
Yeah, or maybe I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either.
No, I think I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it.
Okay. Cool. So save Molly in that spot. We all run back to the headquarters, but we're all trapped in it because of all the walkers in there. Ben starts freaking out and saying, this is all my fault. And it's like,
yep.
Yeah, shut up. Like, it's fine. And he's like, no, you don't understand. It's like all my fault. Kenny, I gotta talk to you. Yeah, and Kenny's like, shut up, dude. We can deal with it later. And Ben's like, no, it's my fault that Katja and Duck got killed. Yeah. And Kenny's like, calls him a shitbird.
Yep. Great insult.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
Calls him a shitbird, is really mad. Like, Kenny's gonna kill him here. Kenny is furious. And is like, you know what? The boat's not big enough for all of us, and this piece of shit's not getting on my boat. And we're kind of like,
I don't disagree.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And so, because of this anger, Kenny says, you know what? We're leaving Ben behind, and in fact, we need to have a vote right now. This group loves to vote in inopportune times.
Yeah, seriously,
evidently.
Walker's trying to kill them.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
All right, we're voting right now. We're leaving Ben behind. Who else is with me? And then Krista's like, yeah, Ben, you're a fuck up. Then it goes to us, and I said something more neutral / favorable of Ben, like not anything like too crazy.
Yeah, I didn't want to just kick him out right now, but I definitely, if we got back to the house, be like, no, dude, sorry.
Right. That was kind of my feel too. But then Clementine speaks up and she says, we don't leave friends behind. And then it's like, oh no, we didn't make a decision. Clementine speaks before we make a decision. So Clementine says we don't leave friends behind. And then Krista's like, actually, I don't vote this either. And so then we have the opportunity to back Kenny up or be like, no, like, we're not. Yeah, so I think I said something like, we don't get rid of people because that's what Crawford does. We have to be different than that. Mm-hmm. So not necessarily endorsing Ben, but not being like, we're just going to vote you out.
Yeah, I wish there was like an option to be like, let's talk about this
later.
Yeah, in like a couple hours.
Right. And then Bree starts to chime in, but walkers burst through the door and kill her.
Yep.
They like bite her neck and she's donezo. So then we run through the armory and up the bell tower. And we get to fight walkers along the way. This is pretty cool. I like this as a fighting sequence. Like, it was pretty fun to see, like you're like running up and you like kick a walker off the balcony and you're like smacking him with your crowbar or whatever.
And then there's that. It's really tense because then your like leg goes through the step.
Oh yeah.
And you have like the shotgun.
That one's good.
That was terrifying
because you have to try to get your leg out, but you also have to shoot the walkers incoming. So it was like shoot, move your leg, shoot, shoot, move your leg. Like,
yep, it was kind of scary.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty good. We get to the top of the bell tower, and there's a fence, like it's not a not a fence. There's a ladder, like not a fire escape exactly, but
yeah, it's like a just ladder that goes from the bell tower down to the roof.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah. So our group starts going down that to be able to escape from there. They're heading down, and you and Ben and Kenny, I think, are the last three up there. And Kenny starts to go down, and then we find out that Crawford hung himself on this bell, and he swings on the bell and grabs Ben.
Yeah, and tries to bite him.
And we kill Crawford, or I did. Do you kill Crawford?
Yeah, because he just kept swinging.
Yeah, so kill him, but Ben's hanging on the ledge.
About to fall to the very bottom.
Yeah, to fall the stories down. And
surely death. Yep.
Surely death. And you go and you grab his hand to try to pull him up. And he gives you your next decision.
So either he's like, let me go, I suck. Just, whatever. So you can choose to let go of him or not. And 54% of people let him go, and 46% pulled him up. I was one of the ones that pulled him up. It just felt wrong. As much as I wanted him to die, I just didn't want to kill him. And not that, I don't know, it just seemed more like, this is better ways we could do this. So I just didn't want to let him drop.
Right.
Or at least, maybe he would slip and fall, that's fine, but I'm not going to just let go.
Right. And also, walkers are coming up as this is going.
That's true, yeah. So
you do have the time pressure.
Yeah.
In this as well.
Yeah. So is that kind of why you dropped him? And because he's a shitty survivor?
Yeah. So I let him go, and I think it was the danger of it. I wasn't sure if that would put me or other people in danger. Also, he was saying too, which I know, like, that's not really the best reason, but he was like, dude, let me go, I put people in danger and stuff like that. And part of me was like, you really do. Like,
you're right, absolutely.
You've caused a lot of damage. I think especially him running away from Clementine at the beginning of the game, of the episode.
Yep.
I think I could deal with other fuck up stuff.
But like accidents?
Yeah, but you were directly cowardice in not saving Clem or helping. And that rubbed me pretty wrong because I was like, that's Clementine. Like, I think if it was other people, maybe it would have been a little more forgiving. Like, if he would ditch Chuck or Kenny or something, I'd be like, I don't like that, but they can fend for themselves more, but Clementine really can't.
He could have just picked her up and ran, too. Like,
yeah, right.
All he did was run away. Like, she probably weighs 30, 40 pounds.
Right, you could have just grabbed her and done that. Like, yeah, so that rubbed me pretty wrong, and so I was like, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I really wanted to. It just felt kind of wrong. I still hope he dies, but I didn't want to be...
You pay for it. So I let him go, and he hits the ground, but just his legs break. And so then he's screaming, and you hear him getting eaten.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I felt a lot worse after that. Like, I made my decision, and I was like, I'm good with this, because I thought, I'm going to just drop you, you'll just die.
Yeah.
You won't be a walker, you won't get eaten, and... you won't put our group in danger anymore, but, like, it'll just be over for you. And instead, you just hear him screaming while he's getting eaten, and you're like, no. Like, if I would have known that was exactly what would happen, I don't know if I would have dropped him, because, like, I don't want, no one should have to get eaten. So I think I maybe would have pulled him up if I knew that he wouldn't die. But I thought he would just drop and die.
Yeah.
And it would just be over. So I got some punishment for that, I feel like.
Fair.
So
Yeah,
I felt a bit worse.
If you don't drop him, you just pull him up and...
Then you both just make it to the ladder and it's fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I wish I would have saved him. Like, I felt pretty bad about that. Like,
yeah.
Hearing him scream. Because he was like, I gotta get dropped. And you're like, fine.
Yep, see you, bitch.
Yeah, see ya. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Alyssa on Twitter wrote in, though, and she said Lee didn't let him die. Something my Lee wouldn't do if he could prevent it. People constantly die around him, but this is a moment he can save a life, so he does.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that does. I feel like that does fit with how I want to play Lee. And
Except
I mean, I didn't right here.
Yeah.
But like would want to, because I don't think Lee wants people to die if he can help it.
Even though he probably doesn't want Ben in the group anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because if, like you said, if we could just kick him out of the house, I would have been okay with that. Like, sorry, you can't come on the boat, man.
Just go live with the sewer people.
Yeah, you can do this though. Like, we don't want to fuck you, but we can't keep you.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
Harley on Twitter says, I let him go. Kenny was giving me the look of, you save him and I'll kill you. And that's right, Kenny does. He kind of looks at it and he's like he's just nod like,
he's like, drop him.
Drop him.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of want to now.
Yeah.
Kenny doesn't even say anything.
Right.
From what I remember, if you do save him.
Yeah, I think that he just was like, come on, this is the right time.
Oh, and sorry. Also says, he kind of fucked up in almost every situation, but I could see that he was a nice guy who meant well, so I sent him to go to a better place, better than the brutal, harsh world of The Walking Dead. That's fair, but he went out in a really shitty way.
Right. So. Well, and I think that's the thing. If he were just splatted, I think I'd feel a bit better.
Just
but because,
instant death.
Yeah, but because he got eaten, like, I do feel pretty bad about that. But I agree with Harley, too. I think Ben was a nice guy who meant well. Like, he's probably someone who shouldn't have survived this long.
Yep.
Really. Like,
just got a lot of help.
Yeah, he's just gotten lucky that he ended up in our group. Like, maybe if he would have been with his schoolmates still, he'd be dead by now. Mm-hmm. But, and also, when we met him, he was on, like, a school trip or something?
Yeah.
Like, shit, maybe if he was in his town where his school was, he'd already be dead. Like, I feel like he's just one of those people who've happened to live longer than they probably should have.
Just coasted.
Right.
On other people's success.
Yeah, that it's just kind of worked out, but it's like, he's not someone who would have survived 6 months in the zombie apocalypse or whatever it's been.
Yeah.
At all. We make it back to the house, though. Omid wakes up, and he gets given medicine. Kenny says that Lee did the right thing dropping Ben in my playthrough.
Yeah, I forget what he said. He's probably should have fucking dropped him. I don't remember, but...
Yeah, he says that for mine, and Lee was pissed because Clementine, like, runs off and cries.
Yeah.
Like, runs off sad because of it. And I was like, dude, come on, Kenny.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was like...
Are you still drunk, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, after this, Vernon comes and talks to us, and he's like, hey, you should leave Clementine with me. You're not her real dad, and so, she'd be safer with us, kind of thing. So I went, like, full aggressive.
I was kind of neutral.
I was, like, full aggressive. I was like, fuck you. You think you can take care of this kid? This is my kid I'm going to watch. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I went, like, full angrily.
What does Vernon say?
He gets kind of mad and walks off. He's just kind of like, you're not her dad. Kind of thinking. I'm like,
you.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude. Like, fuck you, sewer man. Like,
you sewer rat.
Yeah, I was not about that. I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I was like, not about that. I think I could have dealt with a conversation like this, like episode 1 or 2 differently, but episode 4, I'm like, I've been surviving with Clem for a minute. Like, you can fuck the fuck off. Like, we've been surviving for 6 months. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like, even if I know that, like, this isn't that, but even if Clementine's parents told me that, I'd still be sort of skeptical because I'm like, bitch, I've been surviving with them for quite a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like you'd have to give her back to her parents.
Yeah, and right, and
or you could just kill them.
Well, you would, or it'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna stay with you. Like, I don't know how good you are at surviving, so will she be safe? Like, I think that would be something that. So yeah, I got pretty aggressive with Vernon. He didn't like that, which is understandable. But fuck you. You can't tell me that I'm
raise my kid.
Yeah, that I shouldn't be raising her.
Yeah,
get out here. Then we see Molly getting ready to slip off. She was gonna French exit for sure.
Yeah. Seems like something she would definitely do.
Yes, definitely. And I asked her to join the group. Did you do that? Yeah. So I asked her to join the group. I'm like, hey, you did your part. Like, we really want you around. Do you want to stay? And she's like, nah, I think I'm better on my own. But, like, take care, Lee. I think you're a good person. Good luck. I'm out. Say goodbye to everyone for me.
Sad.
Yeah, so Molly's gone. And I would say, again, similar to Chuck, a character we only get for a little while, but I really liked her.
Yeah, they really do a lot in this game. Like, with the limited amount of time, you get pretty close to characters, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I liked Mark, right? The guy whose leg got eaten.
Oh, yeah.
And we only got him for an episode, too. Like, they did a pretty good job with their side characters in this game. But Molly leaves. Major bummer. After this, we talked to Clementine, and I talked to her about Ben, and she asked why we did it, or like what happened kind of thing, and I told her that Ben was doing dumb, when you do something for other people, that's brave, and that Ben was brave. So I spun it positive, and I did think he did, like, I think he wanted to do the right, I don't know.
Sometimes.
Right thing, like, even there. I think he was trying to be like, I'm not gonna put you in danger, so just let me go.
Yeah.
Even. So I kind of fed it that way to Clem.
Yeah.
And she was, like, sort of accepting. I think she was sad about it, but, like, sort of got it. Because she did understand, like, the concept of we put our lives on the line for each other, like, every time we do anything, really. And so I think she kind of saw that in this, which was good. It didn't, like, hurt our relationship, especially.
Yeah.
Then she asked about her parents and if we can go find them.
Yeah.
And
this part sucks.
I tell her we won't have time.
Yeah.
And so Clementine lays down and cries herself to sleep.
Yeah, it's so sad.
It was the worst. I didn't like this at all. And there wasn't really an option to say we will find them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're dead for sure.
Right. It's like they've got to be, like, just based on the voicemail we got. Like, again, her mom, I guess, still could be, but, like, alive, but her dad being bit by a mugger or something and in the hospital.
Dead.
And I mean, like, there was maybe a chance they could have been part of Crawford, maybe, but, like, from Molly, it really seemed like it's like Molly's in Savannah, Crawford's in Savannah, and the sewer people. That seems like who's in Savannah.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, is the impression we've kind of got. So it's like, sorry.
Yeah,
this was very sad. I felt horrible. We fall asleep also, though, after this. And we wake up, and Clementine's not in the room we were in. And we go out to find her. We head out back, and we see her hat on the ground, but no Clementine.
Never a good sign.
Never a good sign. Alarm bells are really going here. We walk into the alley behind the house, and we see her walkie. And so we go down and reach to grab it up, but as we grab it, there's a walker that's kind of under some trash next to it, and it reaches up and bites our hand, or bites our wrist, and we kill it.
Should have cut our arm off, man.
Which
that was an option.
Yeah, which sucks. We get bit, and when we're in the alley, we're like, Clementine, we're like yelling for her, trying to find her. And the group shows up, and they're like, why are you yelling? What are you doing in the alley? Why are you alone? And we're like, and we get our next option.
Yep. You can tell them Clementine's missing. Well, I guess you kind of have to.
Yeah, I guess you say Clementine's missing either way.
Yeah, and then at this point, you got bit, so you have a decision. Do you tell everyone that you got bit, or do you hide it? So 80% of people, both of us, were honest. We're like, yeah, we just got bit. And then 20% lied about it.
Right.
For me, it's just like, man, we're going to die at this point. We should get Clementine.
Right.
Hopefully, people aren't going to kill us right now, which don't think they would, but
right.
It didn't make sense to me to hide it. Like, what's the point?
That was my hope too. I was like, I'm going to show it and be like, I'm hoping you'll help me find her before I die. Yep. That was kind of my thought process. Which Oh man, getting bit. Yeah. This is insane.
Yeah.
It's super sad.
Yeah. Did not expect it either.
No.
And I played this before, so I knew it happens, but like The first playthrough, yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
No, it's sudden. It's
out of nowhere.
I was playing this, and my wife was kind of watching when I played. She like came home from work during this episode, and maybe last episode or the one before, she sat down and watched some of it, and she's like, I don't like this animation style. Like, it's hard for me to watch this kind of thing. But she sees me play video games here and there, occasionally. But this one, she was kind of watching, and so when she saw that, she was like, oh man,
that's crazy,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like she was like, you can keep playing. Like when this episode finished, she was like, you can keep playing, and I was like, if I hadn't played this, I definitely would. Like, you'd have to play the next episode back to back. But I
think we did that back in the day, probably.
Yeah, probably. But because like what a cliffhanger. But
so she wanted to keep watching you.
I think she would have been okay with it. Like she wasn't like explicit like you should keep playing so I can watch.
Yeah.
But she was
probably would have sat there and watched.
Yeah, I think she probably would have watched more. Which, but I was like, nah, I don't need to play more. Like we're covering that later. But. I was surprised that it could shift from that, because before it was kind of like, I don't like seeing this, like how it looks. Not that I had to stop playing, but just watching you play Uncharted or something, I enjoy more, like seeing that animation. But to seeing this and be like, oh man,
yeah,
that was kind of cool. But yeah, very brutal.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah,
gets worse, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we tell the group about Vernon's offer at this point, that we say Vernon like tried to say he should take her, so maybe he stole her. And for me, because I got aggressive, I was like,
he's like, you probably stole her.
Yeah, I was like, you bitch.
And this makes a lot of sense. This is probably what I would think too. Like,
yes,
he probably did steal her.
Right. And so then your next choice is, I guess, made for you, but it's who comes with you to search for Clementine. And there's a lot of variations of this. So 18% of people went with Kenny. 16% of people went with Ben, Krista, Omid, and Kenny, which was you.
Yeah, because Ben was still alive.
14% of people brought Ben, Krista, and Omid. 13% of people brought Krista, Omid, and Kenny, which was me. 12% of people brought Ben and Kenny, which is a funny duo.
Yeah. What?
11% of people brought Krista and Omid. 10% of people brought Ben.
Why would you just bring Ben?
Seems worthless.
Stupid.
And 6% of people went at it alone. So for mine...
You can go alone. That's crazy.
Yeah. So with these decisions, my understanding is that they are made based off of your relationships with each character. So for us, both of us were Team Kenny, so Kenny would come no matter what for us. Krista and Omid, I guess they come if you show the bite. But if you don't show the bite, they don't come.
Oh, interesting.
Because when we played the first time, we didn't show the bite. Which I don't know why we did that, but we chose not to for some reason.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But I remember that because they didn't come with us then.
Yeah.
When we first played, I think it was only Kenny.
Yeah, because he'd also drop Ben.
Yeah, because we dropped Ben then. I don't know what makes Ben come or not come. I'm not sure.
I think if you leave him, if you save him.
Yeah, maybe if you save him, he automatically comes. Or maybe if you like had a certain conversation with him once that defended him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was never with Ben. I was never like. I mean, I would like tell me fucked up and shit. And I was really stern with him about the Clementine incident.
Yeah.
But yes, I wonder if just saving him and then not being a far extreme mean to him, he comes.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny pushes back when Ben wants to come. Yeah, I'm like, no, we're bringing Ben. So more people the better. I mean, whatever. At this point, like, Ben still sucks and he's a fuck up, but if anything, he could just be walker bait.
Right. No, that makes sense. For mine, yeah, they jumped in. Krista and Omid, I think, were just like, yeah, we got to save Clementine. And for Kenny, he was like, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't come? Like, you're my boy. And I was like, yes!
I know. This made me so sad, too. Like, yeah, because Kenny makes some comment about, like, I'll be with you and, all the time you got left, like...
Yeah.
Just like, fuck.
I really...
Kenny's probably really sad. All his fucking people are dying.
I know. I was like, poor Kenny, dude.
Yeah.
But I was like, my guy, like, doing it. Chris on Twitter wrote in and said it was Krista, Omid, and Ben. So I'm guessing he doesn't have a good relationship with Kenny.
Yeah, I would assume that.
Based on getting that. Or I guess maybe if... your relationship with Kenny isn't good enough and yours where you reinforce that Ben's coming, maybe Kenny's like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see Kenny doing that.
Yeah, me too.
Alyssa on Twitter says, everyone I think, at least in my last playthrough.
Okay.
So same as me.
Yeah, same
or
as
maybe
you.
same as you if Ben's dead, but I assume Ben was probably alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think same as you, since she saved Ben. So, yeah, that's pretty good. So you and your crew head down to the sewer, and you get to the hideout, and it's empty.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy.
Yeah, which is wild because there's 5, 6, 7 people there before.
Mm-hmm.
So Vernon and everyone is gone.
And a lot of food.
Yeah.
They went.
Right.
Which is more suspicious.
Right. It's like, yeah, what's going on? And while we're down there, Lee gets a call on the walkie from Clementine. And Clementine's like, Lee, something like that. And then this man comes on the walkie, and he says, no, I'm not Vernon, but I've got Clementine, kind of thing. And he says that Clementine's fine, but you need to choose your next words wisely. Episode over.
I think you can say something.
Yeah.
Did you say anything?
I think I said don't hurt Clementine.
I think I said fuck you.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said don't hurt Clementine, or like something like that. Something about Clementine, because I was kind of like, you can't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a walker anyway, or die, or whatever.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I'm dead anyway. Just if you hurt Clementine though,
Yeah,
we're gonna have problems.
I'm gonna use my last hours alive to just murder you.
Yeah,
painfully.
You're gonna be done if anything happens to her.
I wonder if you're infected, if you get bit and then you're not a walker yet, but if you bite someone, I wonder if that would turn them into a walker. Because if I was you, I'm gonna bite you.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll cut myself and put blood in your mouth. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I wonder what the rules are for that. Like, I guess you're infected, so probably
Yeah.
it counts.
Well, because it's weird because everyone's infected when you die, you come back.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe the bite.
The bite like speeds it up, when it's a walker, right? Is it essentially speeds your infection up that kills you?
Yeah, but it's weird that. But so if you get bit on the arm, you can cut your arm off.
Right.
How does that work though? Well, never mind. I guess that makes sense.
Well, because I guess it's the infection spreads through your bloodstream. So maybe if you spoilers for the Walking Dead TV show season 2, Herschel, or season 3. Sorry, season 3 of Walking Dead show. Herschel gets bit on the leg, but then immediately gets his leg chopped off, and the infection doesn't go. So it must have not been in his blood long enough to like travel to your heart or something.
Yeah.
Because I guess it seems like it has to be pretty fast. Like, it doesn't seem like you could wait a day and then cut it off or whatever. Like, it seems like you need to stop the infection. It needs to be cut
There's
off.
also other examples where that's not true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, there's other examples.
Yeah. So
Who knows?
Yeah.
It seems somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah, I wonder if the rules get applied sort of vaguely.
Which makes sense. It doesn't happen very often.
Right.
I think it makes sense that if you do get bit on some extremity and you cut it off, you might be good.
Yeah. Well, and I guess you also have to survive blood loss and stuff like that too.
So it's really risky.
Yeah, it seems pretty risky. Herschel survives though in season 3 of Walking Dead. So if you were afraid, listener, Herschel makes it through his leg being chopped off. But yeah, so yeah, not great. So our episode is over. So I guess moving to a couple general thoughts. One thing I liked quite a bit and thought was interesting exploring Savannah is the markings that were on the houses. Did you notice those?
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to them though.
They were like an X, and then there's the 4 triangles of the X or whatever, and they each had little symbols written in them, stuff like that. And it made me wonder who was writing these symbols. Was it something the military was doing, like initially at the outbreak? Was it something that Crawford's done since? Is it Molly's way of keeping track of what houses she searched? Like, I'm not sure.
I would assume it's Crawford because we didn't see any military people or vehicles or anything like that. So maybe they just left. But I feel like you'd see.
Yeah, you'd see zombie soldiers.
Some would be dead, or there'd be like fucked up tanks or.
That's a good point.
So I would assume it's Crawford, and I couldn't see Molly really doing that either.
Yeah, that's Crawford would make sense. I was thinking military, just because of maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that, I went to New Orleans and like was on like a rebuilding project where they help rebuild houses. But some of the houses were still, like after Hurricane Katrina, some of the houses were still wrecked, and they'd have these kind of markings on them.
It was like 2 different things about it. Like
I think
the 4 quadrants. One's one thing, the other thing.
I think one of them means dead bodies, and like I don't know what they mean, but I know that like when you are doing a like search, like a mass search of like a destroyed area, you do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like you do the X with the different things. I don't know what they mean.
Weird.
But yeah, because I remember seeing some. Because when we went, it was still a couple years after Hurricane Katrina, and I don't know if now buildings are still that way. Probably are. But there were still tons of like neighborhoods that were just fucking wrecked and had hurricane damage to them or whatever, which is pretty crazy. Like you would think that stuff would get taken care of right away, but not at all. Not at all. It's like whatever. Just seeing that, it like reminded me of that, and I was like, I wonder who's doing that. But Crawford, I do think that's probably a good guess, because they did, since they seemed super efficient, that they siphoned gas from and took parts from like all the cars that were broken down and shit like that. Like
very organized.
I guess it would make sense that they probably have searched every house in Savannah, because I guess like if they're as organized as they seem, you could take a group of like 6 people out and you just go through all the houses in this neighborhood today, and then all the houses in the next neighborhood the next day, and just like if there's something here
too. I bet there's a lot of ex-military people.
Yeah, I could see that. Like,
so they probably know how to
do something like that.
The standard of doing this.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. One thought I had is I know that you totally don't like this, but I wonder if it actually would have been better for Clem to go with Vernon and them, or maybe not even just her, but like our groups to combine.
Right.
Or just say the boat's not going to work. Like. Or we could live here still, but have a boat to go do other things. Like that could be good too.
Right.
But yeah, I kind of wonder if it would just be safer, because Vernon was a doctor. They had people that had raised kids before. They had a lot of supplies. Crawford's gone now, so it's safer. It just kind of seemed like maybe not that Clementine should, but maybe Lee and Clementine should stay. Maybe Kenny if he'd want to. I doubt it, but.
Yeah, I could get more on board with that personally. Yeah. Like I would have. I thought their hideout is good, especially like you said with Crawford gone.
Yeah, just walkers.
Savannah's population Molly. Like
Molly,
that's probably about it. Molly and you.
Yeah,
your people. Like that would be about it. It seems like, and so even if like bandits came through, well, you're underground, so they're not. I mean, I guess if they're really smart, they might check sewers, but probably not. Like they probably just walk through and
you can keep raiding Crawford and.
Right.
Getting all the supplies they have in there.
Right.
I'm sure they have a lot of guns.
Yeah, you would think so. I could have got down with the group joining that way. I would have done that, but to just leave her behind.
Oh yeah, no, it's
no way.
Yeah, it seems.
And I guess even me being Lee and being offended, but also for Clementine. Like Clementine would be very hurt by that.
Yeah, if she had like any option, she'd probably be like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, and she'd be so hurt. Like she'd feel so abandoned if you like were like, all right, Clem, I'm going on the boat. See ya.
Yeah, have fun. Maybe dying.
Yeah, good luck being a sewer person.
Sewer rat.
Yeah, like this is
a sewer person.
Yeah. I did mention this briefly, but I thought the shooting in this episode was significantly better than the last one.
Like the situations or the gameplay?
Gameplay.
What? I forget the last ones. Was it like the cursor would turn red? And you have to shoot them. Is that
the last one? You were shooting in the RV, by the RV at the walkers that were incoming.
Oh yeah.
And so it felt a lot more like almost timed or something like that. But then this shooting, when you were in inside the school, you shot the walkers like bam, 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 and it was significantly better in my opinion. Like more enjoyable to do, but also not weirdly hard or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I like that far better. So I don't know if it's just their difference of your rifle and your pistol and how they play in this game, but it was way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not gonna say anything. I do like the shooting in this episode. It did feel smoother.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like. You can hit their head, but it's a little bit too low or something. It doesn't kill them.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, come on, that should have killed them.
Yeah.
But this didn't feel like that.
Yeah, this one I felt like it was, better.
Yeah. Something I've noticed I guess, throughout the whole series, but maybe even more specifically, I think in this episode, like Lee is constantly like put in the middle of two different groups of people or three, like Krista versus Kenny, or Krista and Omid versus Kenny, or like Ben versus Kenny, or Ben versus Krista, or it just seems like that. So it's interesting. Like, it doesn't feel old or forced either. It's just like, man, their group dynamic is kind of fucked up,
right?
And maybe it's because we play kind of neutral, but it'd be interesting to play as like, no, fuck this entire group. Like, I'm gonna be as mean as I can to Ben,
right,
or to Kenny or something like that. So I wonder if it'd be easier to play that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's kind of hard to balance. Like,
yeah,
I want to be with Kenny, but I also don't want to be irrational at the same time, because Kenny is.
Yeah. No, I think that's an interesting thing with this, because I see Lee as a pretty neutral guy, and I play that way too, as Lee, and probably in a lot of games, really, is kind of the more neutral, like, I can see both sides. Sometimes Kenny's right, sometimes Kenny's wrong, sometimes Krista's right, whatever, that kind of thing. Sometimes Lily's right, all of that. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if you just were a straight up, like, this is my person, I'm going to be mean to everyone else except this person. I wonder if it would be different, like you said, like if it would feel pretty different.
Probably. It maybe would be somewhat easier in dialogue, too. You wouldn't have to choose, like, all right, I'm going with this person.
Right.
In which I guess we do with Kenny, but sometimes it's not as straightforward. Like, sometimes Kenny, like, dropping Ben. I mean, you did that, but like, sure, I'll do it. Kenny wants me to do it. Cool. Right.
Yeah, when Kenny did that, it made me want to do it less.
Really?
Yeah. Because he was like, come on, like,
kill him.
Yeah, do it. This dude's a fuck up. He killed my family. And also, actually, in fairness for Ben, I don't think he really killed Kenny's family. He was dealing with the bandits, which he shouldn't have done. But that's because this happened, that happened. It's like, okay, your place got attacked, and that's where Duck ended up getting bit. But like,
yeah,
that's not really Ben's fault. Like, it wasn't Ben's fault.
On him.
Yeah, it wasn't Ben's fault that the walkers came. I guess it is his fault that the bandits came, which the walkers did come in kind of. But like,
bandits would have come anyway, right? Because he was. Was he trading?
He was trading the medicine to them.
For what? What did he get in return?
They said he had his friend.
Oh, yeah.
So he thought he was going to get his friend back. So Ben was trading medicine, which he shouldn't have done. But then the attack really happened because we discovered it and stopped it. Like, if it would have kept going, Ben would have kept giving him medicine. And
yeah.
So it was like, it is his fault that happened, but like, it's not his fault that when that happened, we got in a gun battle with them. Walkers came. The walkers got inside. One of the walkers happened to bite Duck. Then Katja shot herself.
Yeah,
that's owning too much for Ben. Ben's conscience was too guilty. Which I understand how he could feel that way, but his actual responsibility is a lot less than that. And
yeah, and honestly, the bandits probably would have attacked anyway.
Yeah, they may have attacked sooner. Once we ran out of medicine anyway.
Or if Ben wasn't trading medicine, they would have been like, we're going to come take your medicine.
Yeah, like, you could have... Yeah, different problems like that could have happened. So it's like... I don't know. It's like Ben owning all of that. It's like, that's too much. I get why it would feel that way. And I guess on the opposite end, Kenny, it's not fair for him to blame Ben for all of that either. Ben was taking that upon himself. But again, it's not really... That's not all Ben's fault.
Yeah.
There are some things that are, and he did make things worse, but...
Kenny just wants to blame someone.
No, right. And I think that's the thing, is that Kenny's shown that he needs to blame someone, otherwise he has to blame himself, and, like, he doesn't want to.
Yep, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. My last comment is, I like this change that has happened this episode specifically, from kind of your monster horror movie thing with zombies and so forth to kind of this psychological horror in this episode. So you've got the person ringing the bells and you're like, oh, are they trying to get us killed? You see the dude in the alley.
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah. Clementine gets taken. They're talking to him at the end of the episode, like, on the walkie. Like, that was pretty cool. Like, that was a cool shift that, like, suddenly it became like a kidnapping story sort of thing with, like, a a creepy guy trying to run you down almost kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus, and I guess how the last episode ended, that there's some guy talking to Clementine.
Crazy.
Yeah, which is weird in itself. But like just that shift, because the zombies were a problem, but they weren't really it was more like, okay, someone trying to use the zombies to take us out or that kind of thing. So that was pretty cool. I like that as a shift in storytelling.
Yeah, it is really surprising. Like, I would just assume, like a game like this one, we're just gonna go and survive and kill zombies and kill people that are bad and whatever. But yeah, now it's become like a mystery set inside a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
which is it's really cool.
Yeah, and that it's done well, that it feels so cool. Because there's probably like a bad version of that where you're like
some B movie out there.
Yeah, right. Zombie detective.
Yeah.
Lee Everett, and you're like, I don't know if I want to play this game.
Yeah.
Like, but this, it's spot on. It's great. It's real cool. Yeah, that I guess wraps up episode 4 for Walking Dead. So we're actually going to take a break next time from Walking Dead for an episode because we're going to play After Party.
Oh yeah.
Which has Lee's voice. Lee Everett's voice is Satan in this. So After Party, if you haven't heard about it, it's from the people who made Oxenfree.
Which we played a while ago.
Yeah, which we played quite a while ago. And it does look similar to Oxenfree, where it's got, your three thought bubbles and choosing your dialogue. But the premise is, you and your best friend have died, you've gone to hell, but you find out that there's a loophole to get out of hell, and that you have to outdrink Satan. And so it seems that the game is you out partying different demons on your way to Satan, and then you out party him to be able to not be in hell anymore. And the guy who does Lee's voice in The Walking Dead does Satan's voice, so that's awesome. So if that doesn't have you convinced, you really should play it. Also, actually, if you have Xbox Game Pass, it's on there day one, and it comes out on Tuesday, so probably the day this episode comes out. So it's out right now. Play it.
Nice.
Yes. And yeah, we're gonna play that next, and then we'll get back to Walking Dead after that. But we wanted to jump on this new release because we both enjoyed Oxenfree quite a bit. And, yeah.
Excited about this new game.
Yeah. Super pumped. So, yeah. Otherwise, you can get in contact with us on Twitter at StoryEverPod. You can check out our website, TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. There's all the episodes we've done, Oxenfree and otherwise. They're all on there. You also can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed. If you'd like to financially support the podcast, we'd super appreciate that, just paying for hosting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate that if you want to do that. Also, if you become a Patreon supporter, we do have a monthly kind of bonus episode that is about various topics in gaming, or we might do some that aren't gaming. But we recently talked about our favorite systems on there, so you can check those episodes out and more if you decide to become a patron. That would be awesome if you'd like to. And yeah, I guess that's the show. We will see you next time with After Party.
See ya.